Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final of the Tusk Quenchers Guild pub quiz, sponsored by Guinness. At the end of having 15 teams first day, we come back down out to the final with, on our right, the Bell Inn, represented by James Kelleher, Michael Murphy, Jim Fitzsimons and Paul McMahon. On my left, we have O'Connor's Bar, represented by Adrian Gallagher, Pat O'Connor, Michael O'Connor and Mary Lehan. Now, the final will consist of the same running numbers as we had before, but we have a few extra team questions. Now, I'll hand you over now to our quizmaster, who has also made a lot of questions during the whole quiz, Barry Long. Right, Barry.
Right, the rules are the same as before. We have 2 rounds of 2-mark questions, 2 rounds of 4-mark questions, 2 rounds of 6-mark questions, and this time we have 10 team questions. We'll have conferring for half marks on all the individual questions. Alternatively, anybody who takes more than 10 seconds to answer an individual question will be given an extra 5 seconds, and that will be given as a half mark. That will go to the team. Everybody's clear on that. You've all been through this before, so you all know what's going on. I don't think there's anything else. Oh yes, the Bell Inn won the toss and O'Connor's won the toss and he elected to go second. So we'll start with the Bell Inn. And we start with you, Jamie. Which trio were named Curly, Larry and Mo?
Three Stooges.
Three Stooges, yes. Adrian, in what sport is the Walker Cup awarded? Right, yes. Michael, Cu is the symbol for which chemical element?
Tin.
No, copper. Yes. What colour is the number 8 ball in pool? What colour is the number 8 ball in pool? Or what sorry. Yes, what colour is the number 8 ball in pool?
Black.
Black. Sorry, how's that getting me? Jim, what film character did David Niven, Christopher Lee and Bela Lugosi all portray?
Dracula.
Dracula, yes. Right. Who was the British Home Secretary? Paul. Who is the manager of West Bromwich Albion Football Club, who has just been appointed manager of Atletico Madrid?
Confirm. Ron Atkinson.
Ron Atkinson, yes. And Mary. Which international singer was a goalkeeper with Real Madrid?
Julio Iglesias.
Julio Iglesias, yes. That's the end of the first round of 2-mark questions. And O'Connor's got to lead by 8 points to 5. Okay? Okay? Right. Second round. Back again to Jamie. Jamie, who are the finalists in this year's Cork Senior Hurling Championship?
Contact. Ken in the Bars.
Ken in the Bars, yes. Adrian, what was the former name for Kampuchea?
Cambodia.
Cambodia, yes. Michael, which country was represented by the gymnast Nadia Comaneci at the 1980 Olympic Games?
Michael Fair. Romania.
Romania, yes. Pat, who recorded the song Red Rose Cafe?
The Fury Brothers.
Fury Brothers, yes. Jim, by what name did John Merrick become known?
The Elephant Man.
The Elephant Man, yes. Right, who is the present Count Corla?
Tracy.
Tracy, yes. Somebody down there has got all the answers. And, you can hear them quite distinctly up here, so if you can keep them to yourself when you do know them, please. Paul, who succeeded Sean O'Sheoghan as Director General of the GAA?
Liam Mulvihill.
Liam Mulvihill, yes. And Mary? What famous band did Hank Marvin play with?
Excuse me.
Shadows.
Shadows, yes. That's the end of the 2 more questions. And O'Connor's gone into the lead further by 15 points to 11. Okay? We've just got people in the audience checking the score as well. Okay. 2 rounds of 4-mark questions now. Back again to Jamie. Jamie, who wrote the books Hotel and Airport?
Haley.
Haley, yes. Adrian, in which city was Leon Trotsky assassinated?
Mexico City.
Mexico City, yes. Michael, who played the part of Cardinal Altamirano in the film The Mission?
I can't fail. Ray McNally.
Ray McNally, yes. Pat, what company did Gillian Bowler sell for £3 million this year?
I can't tell.
Budget travel.
Budget travel.
Budget travel, yes. Jim, who is the central character of the novel Around the World in 80 Days?
Phineas Fogg.
Phileas Fogg, yes. Mike, who wrote the novels Chesapeake, Poland and Tales of the South Pacific?
Mitchener.
Mitchener, yes. And back to Paul. What is the chemical symbol for lead?
PB.
PB, yes. And Mary, who was the first Brazilian to win a gold medal on the track in the 1984 Olympics?
Angelina.
Cruise.
Joachim Cruz, yes. That's the end of the first round of 4-mark questions. We'll just check the score before we go on again. It's after tightening up now again. O'Connor's is still leading, but now by a margin of 27 points to 25. Just check that we're still okay. Okay, right. Second round of 4-mark questions. And back again to Jamie. Jamie, what are German motorways called?
Autobahns.
Autobahns, yes. Adrian, where are the English 2000 and 1000 guineas races run?
Newmarket.
Newmarket, yes. Michael, what famous singer won an Oscar this year for her role in the film Moonstruck?
I can't fail again. Sure.
Sure. Amazing how everybody else always knows it. Pat, who is the writer of the new book Prime Time?
I can't tell. John Collins.
Joan Collins, yes. Jim, what is the name of the National Training and Employment Agency?
Foss.
Foss, yes. Mike, who's the Lord Mayor of Dublin?
Bristol.
Yes, Ben Briscoe. And Paul, who wrote The Great Gatsby?
Scott Fitzgerald.
Scott Fitzgerald, yes. And Mary, which English soccer club plays at home at the Dale?
At the what?
At the Dale.
Southampton.
Southampton, yes. That's the end of the 4-mark questions. We'll check our scores again before we go on. There's no change in the margin. It's now 41 points to Connors and 39 points to the Belly. Okay? Right. Now, 6 mark questions. With 2 rounds of 6 mark questions now before we go on to the team questions. Back to Jamie again. Jamie, name the 3 players on the Irish Dunhill Cup team. And I want all 3.
Jess Smith, Eamon Darcy,
You were up to half mark now.
Owen Rafferty.
Yeah.
Rafferty.
Time is done. Rafferty was the third right. Back over to Adrian again. In what year did the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor take place?
1941.
1941, yes. Michael? Who wrote the novel The Picture of Dorian Gray?
Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde, yes. Pat? Which mountain range separates France from Spain?
The Pyrenees.
Pyrenees, yes. And Jim? In Ulster, what title is often given to a town square?
Confer. Diamond.
The Diamond, yes. And back again to Mike. Which 2 seas are connected by the Kiel Canal? And again, I need both.
The Baltic Sea and the North Sea.
Yes. And Paul, isn't it? Yeah. Paul. Who wrote the novel The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? The original.
Confer.
Robert Louis Stevenson.
Robert Louis Stevenson, yes. And Mary, where is the San Andreas Fault?
In California.
California, yes. That's the first round of 6 mark questions. The addition is getting more difficult now, so you'll have to take a bit longer. O'Connors have stretched their lead again slightly now. They've gone into a 65 to 51 lead. Okay? Right, now, 6 mark questions again. These are individual questions again. And back to Jamie. What invention is credited to John Philip Holland?
Submarine.
Submarine, yes. And Adrian, name the ships involved in Columbus's first expedition to America.
Nina, Pinta and Santa Maria.
Yes. Nina, Pinta and Santa Maria, yes. Michael, what is the dog's name in a Punch and Judy show?
I confer. Toby.
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 Yes. Back to you, Pat. Who rode Red Rome in the last of his Grand National triumphs?
Tommy Stack.
Tommy Stack, yes. Jim, what is the name of Maeve Binchy's new best-selling book?
Silver Wedding.
No, Firefly Summer. It's #1 in Britain and in Ireland at the moment. Mike, who is the communications minister?
Mitchell.
No, Ray Burke. And back again to Paul. Who co-wrote, directed and starred in the film Reds?
Confer.
Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty, yes. And Mary, who is the Prime Minister of Greece?
Papandreou.
Papandreou, yes. And much in the news at the moment. Now, that's the end of the individual questions. I will take a check on the score now before we go into the team ones. There are 10 team questions now, so there's 60 points more to be. So we got Friday side. Now, there's a 20-point difference now going into the team questions. O'Connors are leading by 83 points to 63. Now, for the team questions, I'll only take the answers I get from Jamie or from Adrian. The other answers, I'll disregard.
15 seconds.
It'll be 15 seconds though for all these. Right, so we'll start with the bell-in. Now, who was the first president of Indonesia after it was declared independent in 1945?
Dr. Sukarno.
Sukarno. Close enough. O'Connors, who was the last woman to be hanged in Britain? Ruth Ellis, yes. Bellin, what was the first steamship to cross the Atlantic?
Sirius.
Sirius, yes. And back again to Connors. Who proved that all falling objects have the same speed?
Galileo.
Galileo, yes, yes. Back again to the Bellin. What is topiary?
Cutting hedges into ornamental shapes.
Yes, the art of training plants. Back again to Connors. Which Irish writer is associated with the Martello Tower at Sandy Cove, Dublin?
James Joyce.
James Joyce, yes. And back to the Bellin. Name the New Zealander who reached the men's singles final at Wimbledon in 1983.
Curran.
No, it was Chris Lewis. Back again to Connors. Which Australian golfer won the British Open 5 times?
Peter Thompson.
Back to the Bellin. Which war was brought to an end by the surrender of forces under the command of General Cornwallis?
American War of Independence.
The American War of Independence, yes. And Connors. Sean O'Fallon's King of the Beggars is the biography of whom?
Daniel
Daniel O'Connor, yes. Back again to the Bellin. With which city were the Medici family associated?
Milan.
Oh, Florence. And O'Connor's. In which Shakespearean play does the character Puck appear?
Midsummer Night's Dream.
A Midsummer Night's Dream, yes. Bellin. In the 19th century, what 3 F's were sought by Irish tenant farmers?
Freedom of speech.
Fair and fix the tenor.
Freedom of speech.
No, you didn't have the other one. There's free sale. So I heard somebody saying it. Free sale, fair rent and fixity of tenure.
Yeah.
O'Connor's again. Who is the Archbishop of Tuam? Joseph Cassidy. And the Bellin. Who was Richard Nixon's Chief of Staff during the Watergate affair?
Ehrlichman.
No, it's the other one, Bob Haldeman. O'Connor's again. Who was the first American to orbit the Earth?
John Glenn.
John Glenn, yes. And Bellin. Who wrote the opera The Marriage of Figaro?
Rossini.
No, Mozart. Back to O'Connor's. San Siro is the home ground of which Italian soccer clubs?
Inter Milan. Yeah.
Inter Milan.
Clubs.
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 Inter Milan and AC Milan.
Inter Milan and AC Milan. Started only take over the comes from Adrian. And back again to Jane, or to Belling. Sorry, Jane. What was the former name of O'Connell Street, Dublin?
Sackville Street.
Sackville Street, yes. And the last question to O'Connor's. What noteworthy event occurred on the 15th of April 1912? Sinking of the Titanic. No, that's the end of the quiz. We just check the result. Yes. Sorry. At the end of the team questions, O'Connor has pulled away by a slight margin and have won the Macroom Thirst Quenchers Guild pub quiz for the inaugural year. Now, I'll just hand you back to Pat Keller now, and Pat can wrap it up for tonight.
Just for the sake of record there, the final score was 137 for O'Connor's and 93 for the Belling. Congratulations to O'Connor's, congratulations to the other boys, but they've been fairly well. Sometimes they go the right way, sometimes they don't. Now, I don't think the trophies are going to be presented tonight because the person from Guinness isn't here in the first place, and I think that the Thirst Quenchers Guild want to present the various prizes during next weekend at the same time. So we won't have a presentation tonight. So all I have to say is thank you very much for your attention and your answering. Thank you very much again. Good night.
Oh, we were